scissored my fingers into shreds.
Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here. Stench. Cakey more egg. Need to incinerate these to ash.
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to...
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What
Come on. Gotta be...
Vampires can evade detection by the senses.
And this?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. And with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand.
The hand.
You've heard of Kovinaris'...
Rings a distant bell. Read about it, but if memory serves...
He did prove it. Just never... It's complex.
How's it work?
We must brew a decoction. This triggers vision...
Any chance we might...
Indeed.
Can't...
If I'm to be entitled...
Last resort?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in... But the very act of contacting this being... Well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm, an exercise as perilous to me as it would be to...
Rings pretty intriguing.
It comes from our home. You might call him a human.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making it...
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison.
Well, got a few ingredients. There's my moon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago.
Given...
What was that?
A raven? Perhaps they'll find one. It will take them some time.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillation.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch.
Now, what could
Everyone.
I agree wholeheartedly.
This your sophisticated way of asking?
I prefer almost always to anything in particular.
Curious what you did.
As I'm sure you can surmise, Detlef, but once I could at last...
Bruise, you say?
Perhaps a dash.
Back then. Yeah.
Ooh.
True enough. Gotta ask.
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was...
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh. Experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, thus I often find myself wondering why you try. Very true.
Got a new life.
Starting all anew.
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the...
Always fascinated me the way...
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible. As my presence proves, but...
For a bit. But Triss helped me get it back.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well... We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a Witcher?
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a Witcher. Just refuse. I like being on the path. Like picking up a lead, a trail. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a Witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty isn't... dead certain. Ever vigilant.
Appreciate the compliment.
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must It seems I know this. I don't recall much.
Come on.
Sorry, Geralt. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species.
Ah.
Whites.
What's your...
This might...
I sincerely...
What exact...
The area...
Spoon.
Spare me this...
Let's do this. Start make...
You match in the what?
Worst case...
For a moment there.
So...
Yes.
Tome.
We require...
All right.
And to you, my friend.
An illusion. Interesting. Bar guests. Never a good omen.
Come on, come closer.
Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. She was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Empty, unfortunately. We just need some... Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. A spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Table set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. Table set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were... We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Likeness. Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Time to end this. What now?
Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you some. So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. Don't worry, sir. I shall sit...
Might actually take a while.
Horrid.
Told me her story. Her name's One evening when she was holding a banquet for friends,
I've heard of the custom. And
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the beggar than broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so since she adored feasts, he swore, and as she even refused him the crumbs from her table.
a harsh punishment.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a...
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will.
That's it?
Simplest solutions are... Besides, when you're a...
I imagine so.
Thank...
I thank you. So tasty. Oh, so... Tasty. So...
Think your friend's hat?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibal.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary...
Pretty helpful creatures.
I try not to overdo it, but they...
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought.
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the...
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to...
It's not that simple,
Not sure I understand.
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain, to make a long story short,
Dangerous?
True, but I should be highly agitated. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire...
How will we handle that?
That makes two of us.
All right.
We shall visit beasts, you will...
Teshamud.
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after this brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in...
So what?
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last in... A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Teshamudna. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury.
See no reason.
In a moment.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken...
You crazy?
You're... As things stand, the
And you're starting to scare me.
We have arrived.
Sure you know it.
I can only hope.
You lead. Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told...
An ancient vampire dungeon.
I feel honored.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms. A vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land unknown other. This was the first place we saw.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. A great many beings have breathed their last here.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciating to see this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Whose is this cliff?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Tedet. Those who went east, beyond the Blue Mountains.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Detlef's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Charming play.
Yes, thus,
Hey, don't take it.
Well, place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Three done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The stench is so thick, I'd wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
This'll hold. Doesn't look like anything special.
I told you, Kagmar thrashed about inside it for over 2 centuries. Appearances can be deceiving.
Bait set. What now? Maybe we need a safe word. Something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow.
Please, no. You won't be able.
Jesus, not the blood. Hold on, I'll let you out. Need to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother me. Get you out of here.
The concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover.
Never expected it to be...
We need not discuss...
But we do.
What would you have done?
Found Dettlaff some other way.
I did not wish you to use...
No, because I thought no being would ever willing...
I told you. The pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? This is important, Geralt.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Dettlaff? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. It seems Dettlaff had made... and he was overcome with fury, remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed...
Interesting.
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really.
Clearly, the situation killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong... Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up.
Peculiar. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad.
It's our only lead.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble.
That's fair. Rest up.